everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and today we are going to be doing my March TBR. So I have a lot of really big ambitious plans for March. There's so many really good readathons going on and book club picks, so I'm going to try to use my 5 picks for this month to essentially double dip and complete some of the prompts. So this month I am going to be participating in the Tis the Damn Readathon as well as the Backlist Readathon. So those are going to be the 2 readathons that I am going to be a part of. So I'm going to try to make my 5 picks for my TBR fit some of those prompts. The good thing about Tis the Damn Readathon is that some of the prompts are self-care prompts or like doing something prompts. So hopefully I will be able to complete every single prompt for that readathon. And I'll also kind of dive into some details of what the prompts are for that readathon and which ones I'm going to be fulfilling. And then same thing with the Backlist Readathon. Some of the prompts are the same as Tis the Damn Readathon, so I'll kind of be using some books to double dip and fulfill those prompts. So before I get into which books I'm going to be using to complete the readathons, I am going to go ahead and do my 5 TBR pulls. So there was a little bit of a household conundrum, if you will. So my little circles that I had for my February TBR are no longer. I'll have to remake them. They are gone. And so I'm just going to be using a TBR generator, and I'll share my screen as we go through so that I can show you what the generator gave me for prompts. Okay, so I'm just pulling out my Safari here and searching for TBR prompt generator. And let's see here, I'm going to narrow it down a little bit. So for specifically reading, and I'm going to go with the TBR machine. I think that those prompts are a little bit better. And then I'm just going to hit the button at the bottom to randomize my TBR challenge. And we got read a book in a series that you've started but not finished. For prompt number 1, I got a series started but not finished. So I'm going to cheat a little bit because I am in the depths of a mass trash reread. Since I read House of Sky and Breath last month, I just really wanted to pick up the Throne of Glass series and reread that. So I'm currently on Heir of Fire. So I'm going to use this as to fulfill that prompt for series started but not finished, since this is the 3rd book in the series and I'm hoping to continue on and make the other books fit for some of the prompts. So my first pick is going to be Heir of Fire. All right, so pulled my generator back up. I'm just going to hit it and we get read a book with a protagonist who is a person of color. For my second prompt, I got a book with the protagonist that is a POC, and for that, which works out perfectly, I'm going to be reading City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty by A.J. Chakraborty, and this features a protagonist that is a person of color. This is also the Booked and Busy Patreon book club pick for February and March, I believe, or either March and April, I can't remember. But anyway, March is definitely one of the months that we're going to be reading this. So I'm super excited to get to this. I've been meaning to put this on a TBR for quite some time, so I'm glad that it's finally made its way into the TBR for March. Okay, we got this pulled up again. We're going to hit the button and we get read a book with purple on the cover. Okay, and for my 3rd pick that the generator gave me, we have purple on cover. So 1 second. So I am going to be reading the February Fairy Loot book, which is Only a Monster. And this is by Vanessa Lynn. And I'm going with purple on cover. So it has purple sprayed edges, but also, let me just take this off. Also, the actual cover underneath the little sleeve thing is purple foiling, so I feel like that counts. We have the purple sprayed edges and we have the purple here, so I'm going to be reading this one as my purple on cover. This book is about, I actually don't really know anything about this, so basically what this says is, in every story there is a hero and a monster. It should have been the perfect summer. Sent to stay with her late mother's eccentric family in London, 16-year-old Joan is determined to enjoy herself. She loves her nerdy job at the historic Holland house, and when her super cute coworker Nick asks her on a date, it feels like everything is falling into place. Then a Good Samaritan attempt gone wrong sends Joan spinning through time, and her life quickly begins to unravel. Her family aren't just eccentric, they're monsters with terrifying hidden powers. And Nick isn't just a cute boy, he's a legendary monster slayer who will do anything to bring them down. As she battles Nick, Joan is forced to work with the beautiful and ruthless Erin Oliver, heir to a monster family that hates her own. She'll have to embrace her own monstrousness if she is to save herself and her family, because in this story she is not the hero. I love that. I love a good not a hero main character. So excited to get to this one. This one is a YA book, so I hope I like it, and I hope it's a quick and easy read. So that is what I am going to be, sorry, I'm just trying to put this little flap thing back on the cover. Yes, so this is going to be my choose a book with purple on the cover. Okay, so let's move on. The next one is read a contemporary book. Woof. Okay, and so for my fourth prompt for my TBR, it was a contemporary book. So carrying over from last month because I didn't quite get to it, I'm going to be reading Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This is a contemporary romance book, I believe. We're following Kenna is our main character, and she has been released from jail, for a crime, I think kind of like a misunderstanding that she was sentenced for, but she's trying to kind of repair bridges with family and friends, and really the only person who gives her the time of day or wants to really have anything to do with her, or talk to her, or, get to know her and all that kinds of stuff is a gentleman who I believe is a barkeeper. And she's trying to repair like her relationship with her daughter. So I imagine there's going to be some type of love story with Kenna and this bartender. Ledger Ward is his name. So excited to get to this one. Hopefully it's a quick read. It's not too long. But yes, this one will fulfill my contemporary book. All right, and so last but not least, we'll go ahead and hit this one more time. And we get read the highest rated book on your TBR. And some options below looks like, Way of Kings. Yep, all right, highest rated. Okay, and so for my last pick from the generator, I got highest rated on my TBR. All right, I'm just going to open Goodreads just to make sure that the highest rated that's on my TBR list here is in fact The Way of Kings, but I don't know, so I'm just sorting this by rating and we'll see what pops up. Okay, yes, of course. There it is. The Way of Kings Part 2, but Way of Kings Part 1 is definitely high up there. Let's see if there's anything else I own that would fulfill this as well. Project Hail Mary. I do have that one as well. So, okay, well, there you have it. To get this book on my TBR, I actually have two books here. I'm gonna pick between one of the two of these, just because I know myself and I know I'm super intimidated. But the first one would be The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. It's so big and it's so daunting. There are so many prompts for intimidating read. So maybe I will read this one, but just in case I'm not really feeling this one, I am going to be kind to myself and also let myself pick up Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Andy Weir. And I've heard so many good things about this one. This one is a sci-fi and it's on my 22 books to read in 2022. So I really want to get to this one, but this one is also a very highly rated on my TBR that I own. So it'll be one of the two of these books that fulfills this prompt. I'm not sure which one. I'm gonna let myself kind of mood pick just to see if I'm up for another fantasy or if I want to kind of venture into sci-fi. All right, so that is it from my TBR, my picks, my game, my whole to-do. So let's kind of run through the prompts for Tis the Damn Readathon and just see if I can use any of these books to fulfill the prompts. So basically the way that Tis the Damn Readathon is working is you are collecting Taylor Swift albums. And so for each album, there are 3 different prompts. I believe 2 of them are book related, and then one is always like a self-care or like a task or, you know, like dance it out or eat a sweet treat or something like that. So I'm gonna see if any of these books or some of the other books for book clubs that I have this month can fulfill these prompts. If not, I'll just be adding some more to my stack here. So for the first album, Taylor Swift album, the prompts are, sorry, I'm just like looking at my notes. The prompts are to read a memoir, read a book about music, or post a picture of a book on social. So for that album, I'm gonna be posting a picture on my socials. I'll probably just do my book stack TBR for this month and tag the Readathon in that to fulfill that album. Next up, we have Fearless, and those 3 prompts are an intimidating book, a YA book, or to do some meditation. So for this one, I'm gonna go with the YA book. So Only a Monster will fulfill that prompt since it is a YA book. Anyway, that works out perfectly for Only a Monster fulfills that prompt for Fearless. Next up for Speak Now, the prompts are the 3rd book in a series, a film adaptation, a book that is now a film adaptation, or to listen to an audiobook. So kind of double dipping there, but I'm gonna use Heir of Fire, which is the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series, to fulfill that album. Next up, we have Red, my favorite Taylor Swift album. And those prompts are a book with a red cover, a book you DNF'd that you want to pick up again, or to have a little dance break. The dance break is really cool and very tempting, but I am going to continue on with my SJM binging and put Queen of Shadows as a book with a red cover on my TBR for this month to fulfill the red album for Tis the Damn Readathon. Stack's getting stacky. Next up for 1989, the prompts for that album is a book that has a number in the title, a morally gray character, or have a cocktail or a mocktail. So let's see, do any of my books have a number in the title? Of course they don't. Morally gray character. I guess Only a Monster would work for that, but I'm already using that for a different prompt. Hold on, let me see if I have another book I want to read this month. And nope, I don't have another book that I want to read this month, so I'll be doing the cocktail mocktail to fulfill the 1989 album prompt. That shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so next up is Reputation. That might be my 2nd favorite Taylor Swift album. I don't know, because you got Folklore and Evermore. I don't know, it's just so hard to choose. I won't claim a favorite besides Red, because I love them all. Anyway, so those 3 prompts are romance in another genre. So that just means like a fantasy romance or like a historical fiction with a romance. So not just like a straight romance, but like something along those lines. And then a recommended book, or, oh, the 3rd one is to have your outfit match a book. That's cute. I'm going to be going with a recommended book because I'm trying so hard to get this book on a TBR because I really want to read it. That is The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea by Maggie Takuta Hall. Hopefully I said that right, but I really want to read this. I have my friend Heather wants to buddy read this with us, and we've been talking about doing this since probably since the beginning of 2022. So I really want to read this. It's come recommended. I know this was a book club book for Sydney's channel, like way back when it was pre me joining. So I've heard good things about this one. It's been recommended. I'm going to do a buddy read for it. So glad I got this one on my TBR. About to have a catastrophe. Okay, moving on. The next album is Lover, and those 3 prompts are a 5-star prediction, longest on your TBR, or a self-care item. And for this one, I'm definitely going to be doing the self-care. So I am going to be doing the Greenhouse Readathon this weekend for Sydney's Patreon, which is super fun. I'm excited to get so much reading done and just like be sprinting and having a great time with all of those worms. So I'm gonna do the self-care and just fulfill a self-care prompt, whether I like put on a little eye mask or maybe give myself a little manicure since my fingers look gross, or, you know, honestly just like sleeping in, relaxing, and just like having a chill weekend. I'm gonna use that to fulfill the prompt for Lover. Next up, we have Folklore. So that is a mythology or a retelling book, a book with 2 authors, or a cozy outfit. And I don't think any of my books are a retelling or a mythology. Maybe The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea could technically maybe count for mythology. But I'll just go ahead and do the cozy outfit because I feel like that goes along really, really great with my self-care for the Lover album. Like I said, I'm going to be participating in the Greenhouse Readathon this weekend for Sydney's Patreons. And so I imagine I'll be sitting here in my beanbag all snuggled up with a hot cup of something to drink and my blanket and a cozy outfit, doing some self-care. So I'm going to use that to fulfill the prompt for that album. The last Taylor Swift album is Evermore, and so the 3 prompts for that are surprise yourself with a book, so like a TBR jar, like close your eyes and like pick a book, or a mystery thriller, or to post your best advice. And so I kind of think that because I did the TBR machine to generate my prompts to pick my 5 books for this month, I feel like that technically counts as surprise yourself because like all of those prompts were like a surprise. We're just gonna go with it. So I'm just gonna go with City of Brass. That'll be the book that I'm using to fulfill that album. And then last but not least, we have like Blank Space, because I think the Readathon kind of is like a bingo board, I think. No, it's not. It's a house looking thing. Anyway, there's Blank Space, and so that's 3 additional prompts, and I think you can actually use these to swap out a prompt for any of the other albums. So if I need to use one of these in order to fulfill a prompt that I haven't fulfilled for the other albums, I can use this. I think that's my understanding of how this is gonna work. So anyway, the Blank Space prompts are: read a book that Taylor Swift references. That's kind of hard because she does reference a lot of stuff. A character named in the song, so essentially like whenever she names a person in her songs, like in her lyrics, if you read a book that has that name in it, like as a main character, you can use that. Or a book about cats or with cats in it. So I don't know if any of my books necessarily fill that, but it's good to have in my back pocket in case I ever, I need to switch something out. I can refer to one of those and kind of play with that. So that was it for the Tis the Damn Readathon. So I did make my books fit in there, or I'm just going to be doing a self-care prompt or one of the activity prompts to fulfill all of the albums for Tis the Damn Readathon. So the next Readathon is the Backlist Readathon, and so I think I can get my books to fulfill these prompts to complete them as well. So the first one is favorite color, which my favorite color is purple, so that fits perfectly for Only a Monster. Beautiful. 2, a book that intimidates you. So we have Project Hail Mary and Way of Kings. So I will use one of the 2 of those to fulfill that prompt because I'm intimidated by both of those books. 3rd is your shortest book. Ooh, that's interesting. I might grab a graphic novel. Yeah, let's do... Ooh, I don't know. And I think you only have to do 2 prompts to complete the Backlist Readathon. So maybe I'll skip that one. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated in my wrap up what I ended up doing. Number 4 is a hauled book. That could be any of these, but I think actually, I'm like trying to look in the camera to see behind me. I actually think that Reminders of Him was a book that I acquired in my most recent haul of like 5 or 6 books. So I'm gonna go with Reminders of Him for my like most recently hauled book. Number 4 is a recommended book. Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea is already fulfilling that prompt, so gold in there. And then number 6 is a book of the month book, which I can't believe I don't have a book of the month book on my TBR. So I'm going to skip that one too. So I'm going to do 4 out of the 6 prompts for the Backlist readathon. I think that that satisfies technically completing the Backlist readathon. So the only other book that I would like to get on my TBR for this month is the 'Tis the Damn Season, I think, group read, buddy read, group read book for the readathon, and that is The Great Gatsby. I will be picking up The Great Gatsby. I can't currently, I know I have a copy floating around here somewhere. I just can't find it at the moment, but I will find it, and I will be reading that at some point in time this month. Okay, everyone, here's the stack. Ooh, that is hefty. I wonder how many pages this is. I'll have to put it in my wrap up if I actually end up reading all of these, but here is the stack for March, which is just, this is big. Let me see, I'm trying to switch sides because that's heavy. Keeping in mind that I might be switching out the Way of Kings for Project Hail Mary. Not that Project Hail Mary is any shorter. Okay, here it is. That's a hefty stackaroo. Okay, so yes, this is the TBR for March. Air of Fire, City of Brass, Only a Monster, Reminders of Him, Way of Kings, Queen of Shadows, The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea, and then also The Great Gatsby. So, wow. My gosh, I'm gonna put this down because it's very heavy. So yeah, so that is the TBR for March. Let me know if you are reading any of these. I am going to stick all of these books that I will be reading, probably besides the Throne of Glass ones, into my buddy read Discord. So if you want a buddy read or you have any of these on your TBR this month and you want a buddy read with me, the Discord link for my buddy read are in the description. So give that a check out. You can join that, follow along. We'll have some good chitty chats about some books this month. Let me know if you have read any of these and if you liked them. But that's it for today, guys. If you made it this far and you liked the video, put the little purple heart in the comments because that's my favorite color and I fulfilled that prompt several different ways. So put a little purple heart in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked this video, give it a like, subscribe if you want to. Appreciate it so much for all the support and love that you guys give to me. I'm just having the best time here on YouTube, putting out all these videos and making some friends. So it means so much to me. So subscribe if you want to. But that's it for today, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.